Let's see how this video goes. This video, I'm going to talk about alchemy and how light beings, benevolent beings, what the alchemical journey is, and also how the dark side see alchemy. I recommend strongly that you get, it's only on DVD. A lot of people don't have DVD players anymore, but if you can get it, put it onto a hard drive. It's called An Interview with Master Sha and Master Guo. Okay, so Master Sha is my teacher. Master Guo was his spiritual father. They did a documentary called Soul Masters, but they also did a conversation. And it's basically Master Sha interviewing Master Guo and asking him questions. And I watch it probably every 6 to 12 months, and I get so many insights. It is so powerful. The reason I bring it up now is because Master Guo emphasizes the term Shulian. Okay? Shulian is the totality of the spiritual journey, the purification practice. And what they said, and it's a very deep conversation, but what I got from it fundamentally is Shulian is through just serving, okay, through just giving yourself to serve others and the whole, you get to a state where you become no self, no false self, no thought, okay? Just the essence of service, just pure. In the Buddhist tradition, they would say the nature of the Bodhisattva is just the condition of compassion, okay? So by getting to that state of Shulian, which is a completely selfless state, selfless, there is no mind, no thinking. The Buddha taught Minshin Genshin. It means enlighten the heart to see your true self. And we have so much trouble enlightening the heart because it's blocked. The tunnel to the heart is blocked with so much pollution, desires, and attachments from the world. Okay, this is why purification practice, Shulian, spiritual practice, is we clear our attachments and our desires, and the channel becomes open to the heart. Okay, now when you achieve Minshin Genshin, which is to enlighten your heart to see your true self, you see your Yuanshen. This is a whole nother teaching in itself. This is a teaching that my Master Sha has really emphasized in the Tao texts. Your Yuanshen is your original essence. It is pure aspect of your being that belongs to Tao, the source. There is a Shirshen, and it's a whole other video, and it's a whole other weekend of teaching in itself. The Shirshen is the body soul, okay? It has likes, dislikes, and so on and so forth. It's got memory of reincarnation, okay? It's what reincarnates. And it's the boss, okay? The soul, our Shirshen, is the boss over, the soul gives its information to the heart. If there's a closed heart, you're not receiving information from your own soul or from the spiritual world. We open our heart. Heart receives the message, gives it to the mind. The mind then directs energy, and energy moves matter. That's the process, okay? There is a Yuanshen. The Yuanshen is the Tao in the body. It's beyond the Shirshen. And when you enlighten your heart, your Shirshen melds with your Yuanshen. Might sound confusing, I don't want to do that, but my point in this video is the process of the spiritual journey, benevolent, is purify your soul, heart, mind, and body, okay? Purify your Shenshi Jing, soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. Purify that through selfless contribution, selfless service. And the alchemical process, what happens is your Shenshi Jing continuously purifies. What are we purifying? We're purifying our spiritual debt. We're purifying our karma. When people say purification journey, what are you purifying? What is it that's being purified? It's your karma. It's our karma. We come in with a karmic information. Our soul carries the karma that we've got to experience of what we've done in a past life, positive and negative. We can have positive karma in some areas and negative in other areas. So the purification journey, the Shulian journey, is to purify our karma, and our Shenshi Jing, which are soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter, purifies. We become more longevity, more detached, more coherent, more loving. And this is what happens. In the Taoist tradition, Jing transforms to Qi, Qi transforms to Shen, Shen transforms to Shu, Shu transforms to Tao. What's that mean? It means matter purifies to energy, energy purifies to spirit, spirit purifies to emptiness, emptiness purifies to Tao. And we reach Yu Dao He, which is meld with Tao. Powerful, okay? Powerful, powerful wisdom. You see, research Tibetan rainbow body. Tibetan rainbow body is when Tibetan monks, and this isn't even Buddha level, this is still Bodhisattva level, my Buddhist teacher told me. Tibetan rainbow body, they do spiritual practice, they clean their thoughts. Every thought's a clean, loving thought for a period of time, over 10 years, everything, completely purify their body. They reach a state in consciousness where they literally phase out. Okay, and there's photographs of this, there's evidence of this. The only thing they leave behind is fingernails and hair. They literally transform to light. They vibrate out of what our physical eyes see. They go from matter to energy. And there's still a process there. This is the alchemical process of spiritual practice. So what we're doing fundamentally is, and benevolent beings are doing, my Buddhist teacher told me, light side and dark side, rule of thumb, remember this, light side and dark side have the same wisdom, okay? Light side progress on their spiritual journey through accumulating virtue. And if you look at the Tao Te Ching, Tao De is, Jing is text, Tao and De, two different books. So in the first, it's in one book, but the first part, Tao, Lao Tzu's trying to point the direction of what the Tao is. We don't know what the Tao is, where we are. He says the first line is Tao Ke Tao Fei Cheng Tao. The Tao that can be comprehended by thoughts and explained by words is not Tao. It's not the true Tao. So he's just pointing in the direction of the nature of the Tao. Okay, so we can get some type of understanding. De means virtue. It's the virtue that is bestowed upon us by the Tao when we live in harmony with it, okay? So just reflect on this. When you look at a beautiful flower and you might be depressed, the flower might relieve us, okay? Heal our suffering. But the flower's not really aware it's done it. It's just following its nature, Tao Fa Zhi, and it's following nature's way. It's just innocently following its nature. And that's the virtue that Lao Tzu is pointing at. If I turn around and say, I'm going to go and help someone today so I get the virtue, it's not unconditional. There's a condition on it. You're doing it because you want something back, okay? This is not in alignment with the Tao Te Ching. So our spiritual fathers and mothers and our spiritual practice, they empower us with love. They free us. This is how they, and they don't want anything in return. This is how they accumulate virtue. This is the alchemical process for the light side. The dark side do it the opposite. So Shulian is to eliminate the false self, okay, the mind, egoic self, the separate self. When that falls, when that drops away, we see our true self, our true aspect of who we are, our expression in nature. Only when the false self drops, like Master Guo says in this interview, he says, when that's gone, we can see our true self. And the benefits of that is, when you see your true self, you see your actual role in this life. You see the task you have, the part you're meant to play in nature. It's very, very powerful. Now, I got a lot of insight into the dark side because Satanism, when I listened to Mark Passio, who was a priest in a satanic church for 10 years and now he's turned good guy. He said Satanism fundamentally is to worship the false self. It's to worship the ego. This is why we see ego everywhere, music videos, movies. It's all about, I've got all the money, I've got all the matter, the material gain, okay? And that is what the young people should look up to, okay? So it's the complete opposite. That's exactly what it is. Shulian, get rid of the false self through service. Satanism is to boost the false self and selfishness. So whereas the selflessness service, selfishness, and we have the purification practice, this is the dark aspect. They believe they take the essence from other beings. Okay, one is to serve and align with the universal process, God, Tao, whatever you want to call it, the greater mind. Their one is a complete separation from that and take what isn't theirs. And this is where the practice of Satanism is. They have found ways of getting children, forgive me for saying this, children, the more suffering they put children, especially prepubescent children, the more terror they go through, the fear gives that they give off, they feed, that's their offering to the negative, dark entities. On a physical level, they drink the blood. Please forgive me for sharing this. They drink the blood, and the blood carries adrenochrome, which is a release of hormones which the body releases to try and save itself at a time of death. And what that does is when they drink it, it makes them younger. And they put it in their movies. I'll give you an example of a movie. Watch a movie called Tangled. It's about Rapunzel, okay? And Rapunzel's this pure, beautiful girl, young girl, long flowing hair, and I think it's her grandmother, brushes her hair. I think I've got this right. I haven't seen it for ages. Brushes her hair, and through her magic hair, she gets the essence, and the grandmother looks beautiful and doesn't look old, okay? As soon as she doesn't get her fix, she starts to just wither and become her natural age. Or even more so, okay, even older. And they put it in loads of movies. If you know what you're looking for, you'll find it in so many movies. And this is why you see a lot of these actors like your Johnny Depp, your Celine Dion's and all that. 1 minute they look great, Ellen DeGeneres, and the next minute they just look terrible, okay? They look haggard because they're not getting this adrenochrome. I even heard Mark Passio again in an interview yesterday saying that they actually believe, the Cabal believes, is ancient practice. They believe that if they don't offer blood sacrifice to the sun and to earth, the demons from earth are going to kill them, okay? And this is why they do it, and there's a certain time they do it, and all the rest of it. I'm trying to keep this video short. I don't want to go into it all. And a lot of these spiritual practices they've got now, these alchemical practices like the one I've just shared, where they take essence from children, their life essence, it apparently allows them to open up their spiritual channels and see these demonic forces that they're calling, they're summoning, right? And bear in mind, another part of their practice for the masses is to cut the masses off from spirituality. Fluoride, radiation in the air, incoherent frequencies, pollution in the air, chemtrails, glyphosate in our food, preservatives, closing our spiritual channels. We're cut off from spirituality. That's what they want for us. But they want to stay open to spirituality, but they want to see these demonic forces, okay? Now, this is all connected with the flat earth, okay? I've been researching the flat earth, and, you know, this whole reptilian thing, which I've got a mate who's Mexican who said, you know, even the Mayans, one half of them believed that God was nature, trees and plants, and they prayed to nature. The other half prayed to a reptilian, okay, reptilian looking beings, and there's statues of them in Mexico. Now, why that's important is because this archon, force, this jinn, which is spoke about everywhere, which is a pollutant of the mind in our reality, but they are out of our reality. They are out of our frequency. They're spiritual entities, demonic entities. We've been led to, I believe, we've been led to believe they're aliens from out there. I don't believe that's the case in the research that I've been doing lately. They tell you everything in the name. Alien, a lie in the consciousness. I don't believe they're from out there. I believe they are true hell beings that is writ across every spiritual tradition you'll find at any time in any part of the world. There is lower dimensional demonic beings, okay? So these entities are actually from down there. We get distracted and you know, sent on all these wild goose chases thinking they're aliens. They're from below us, and this is why they dig out underground, and they've got so much going on underground. Hell is below us, okay? This is why the heels are hell, pointing down. The head, heaven. Same in the Taoist teaching. Tien, heaven above us. Di, Mother Earth below us. Ren, human beings, represents from the chest up, heaven. From the waist down, belongs to Mother Earth, and the middle section belongs to humanity. You can measure how much, where your karmas are actually. If you suffer from here up, you may have gone against spiritual laws. You have to do forgiveness there. If you suffer from the waist down, you may have really polluted or harmed this earth. You need to work on that. And if you suffer in the middle section, you may have harmed humanity or whatever lives on this plane. You have to work on that, okay? So, again, all these dots are connecting because they believe, and I believe they see it, they believe they need to sacrifice to these beings that are from down below us. And look, through the cult that run the satanic practices on earth, look at what they do. They keep us divided, they keep us in our ego, and they keep us attached, okay? We're always attached to, you can't walk down the street without seeing a young, handsome guy or a young, beautiful woman in her underwear, okay? We're bombarded by sex because through perverted sex and ejaculation, which is going down, okay, releasing energy down, these negative beings feed off that, okay? And we're, as I say, we're boosted ego, and we want to accumulate matter. We become materialists, okay? And the more separate we become, the more egoic we become. We're separating from the whole, so there's more depression and anxiety, which is what we see. You look at the spiritual practice, they use sexual energy to enlighten up, to push our energy up. We detach from material gain, okay? We detach from matter, and we become more detached in the world. We just serve, and we are detaching from this plane and moving up. We are ascending. On the flat plane, everyone's up is up, everyone's down is down, and that's a whole other presentation in itself. I'll do that at another time. I'm just trying to find the right time to go over that. So what do we have? Light side versus dark side, okay? Two different practices. Empowerment versus control. Selflessness versus selfishness. Love versus fear. Accumulate virtue by aligning with the universal process. Take in virtue, take in essence. You actually can't take virtue. That's wrong, because every time they take life from someone, they're not taking their virtue, they're losing virtue, okay? Big time. They're just taking their life essence on a physical level. As soon as that's taken away from them, their karma just bang, it's going to hit them like that. So building virtue, light side, taking life essence is the alchemical process for the dark side. Detachment versus attachment, okay? These are the difference between light side, dark side. Light side, open the heart. Dark side, trauma-based, close the heart, move into the left brain, okay? Close the heart, move into the left brain, cut yourself off from spirit, analytical, science is the only way, we are energy and matter, blah, 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 okay? Spiritual journey. You watch people who are like that. A lot of people, the more they suffer, they physically start to close up, shrivel up as they get older, okay? They shrivel up. You see a spiritual being, they open up as they get older. They're open physically. Their posture's open. It's an opening up to the world or a closing to the world. When you close, all your meridians close. Whatever you become anti-life. I've said this in many videos. Separation is death. Unity is life. You take a petal from a flower, petal dies. Separate the flower from the tree, the flower dies. Take the tree from the earth, the tree dies. You with me? So that separate ourselves. I'm Nicholas Gianassi, who's, you know, a separate being. I'm separating myself from the whole. I get depressed, anti-life, curl up, meridians closed, blah, 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 blah. Even if I've got a big ego on the outside, yeah, I'm Conor McGregor, I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, inside, you're bankrupt. If you feel like you're Floyd Mayweather, you've got to pay for your friends, for example. It might look good on the outside, but on the inside, you're bankrupt. You with me? Light side, harmony. Inner harmony, outer harmony. Dark practice, chaos. Order through chaos. Create disorder, karma, chaos, disorder, and then we can control you. It's very, very easy to see and very easy to understand. So I'll wrap this up now. I hope this saves people, okay? I don't want these videos to just be me blaring things out. I hope you get an insight from these, because only through truly understanding what's going on. I don't share what the dark side do to scare anybody. It's a time to grow out. It's a time not to resist, not to fight. It's a time to mature and serve. Right now, we need saving. Does so much, you see. It doesn't just help everybody. It purifies our karma. And let me tell you, if you're affected by what's going on in the world, it's your karma. If we're going through a transitional period, some people are going to experience a thriving and an enlightenment and a heaven on earth. Some people are going to experience hell on earth, suffering, and that's because of your outlook and your karma. If you're suffering, do spiritual practice. And I don't mean just, you know, what can I get out of this practice? I want to just get something out of this practice to chill out. I'm thinking, drop the self. I'm going to use this present moment, this time that I have been gifted right now, to chant and send love to all beings everywhere, whether they're practicing light practices or dark practices, or whether they're not aware of it. I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to chant Tien Diren Hui, Tien Diren Hui. It means heaven, Mother Earth, human beings join as one. One is the Tao. Chant Wan Ling Rung Hu. Wan Ling Rung Hu means all souls join together as one. Shen Qi Jing Hui. Soul, heart, mind, energy and matter of you and everything else join as one. One is Tao. Okay, one is the source. It's the return and helping everything return back home. Love, peace, harmony. I love my heart and soul. Love yourself. I love all humanity. Love all things. Join hearts and souls together. It's a calling for all beings to join as one. Love, peace and harmony. Love, peace and harmony. Universal love, universal peace, universal harmony. Wong mani ba ma hong, wong mani ba me hong, wong mani ba me hong. Chant a mantra for the benefit of all beings. Get lost in it. Get lost in the practice. What does that mean? It means you've no self. You've dropped yourself. You become whole with everything. Beautiful. It's a beautiful practice. Okay? I love you all. Take care. I'll share another video possibly tomorrow or through the week. I've got so many things I could share with you guys now. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.